What's up, people who read? My name is Marley. Could that be like my intro? Hey, people who read, my name is Marley, and welcome to my February TBR. Oh, and my cat decided to play with a toy right beside me. Okay, sorry if you can hear any crackling, crinkling. So I'm going to be filming my February TBR, what I'm going to be reading in the month of February. It is a little early to be filming this. It's like January 19th, but I have my TBR set, so I just thought I would film it. Obviously, with it being February and with it being Valentine's Day, you know I will be trying to read some romance books to just fit with that vibe. I've been getting more and more into romance books. Should be fun. I'm kind of learning more about what I like and what I don't like. So one of the books I'm going to be reading for sort of a romance reading vlog is going to be From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata. And this is a book I've really been meaning to get to since I first started getting back into watching a lot of booktube. I heard this one recommended by a few bigger booktubers and I just kind of had it on my radar. It is an ice skating romance. And Mariana Zapata is really known for her slow burn romances, is what I've heard. And I am a sucker for slow burn romances. I really like when the couples aren't super rushed and you really get to see the relationship fleshed out. So apparently she's the queen of slow burn. So I'm really excited for this one. I think what it is about is these two characters who are forced to be like skating partners, but they hate each other at the beginning and then obviously they like grow to fall in love. I've heard that it's very similar to the Spinning Out plot, the Netflix show Spinning Out, which I really liked. So I guess it should be that, but in book form. That's kind of all I know about that one. Then I want to get to Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. This is another adult romance, and I know it's more of like a fandom-y one where I think the main guy is an actor in a show that is similar to Game of Thrones, like very high fantasy, and I think he writes fan fiction about the show or something, or the girl writes fan fiction, I don't know, but somehow they end up talking and becoming online friends, but then they also end up meeting in real life, and I think they don't know who they are, like they don't know the person they're talking to is the person in real life, you know what I mean? Like this is a very common trope in romances. I think this is the exact premise basically of the book Geekerella that I read. I might be getting this plot wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is what it is, so I think it sounds pretty fun. I think it's been a while since I've read a book that had to do with like characters who are really into fandoms, but this is one that a lot of people talk about and a lot of people enjoy. I know it even has like a sequel that's come out, or like a companion book. It's one that's highly raved about, so I want to get to this one. And then the third romance for that vlog that I'm gonna do is gonna be You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Fogel. This romance looks really fun. I saw it recommended I think a lot last year, and I'm also gonna use this for the Buzzwordathon challenge. I don't know if you've heard me mention before, if you know about Books and Lala's Buzzwordathon challenge. The theme for this month is reading a book that has a pronoun in the title, so that's pretty easy. That's like I, me, you, he, she, her, like all, you know about pronouns. So obviously You Deserve Each Other. You is the pronoun there. And this one sounds pretty fun. It is about these two people who are engaged to be married. However, they have grown to hate each other and they do not want to get married to each other. But the only thing is, whoever decides for them to split up and like ends the engagement will have to pay the down payment or whatever that they put for the wedding that they can't get back. So neither of them wants to spend that money, so they both just try and make the other one break up with them by like being terrible. Really reminds me of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Like both of them are just like playing pranks on each other and doing crazy things to make the other one break up with the other one, but they both have an incentive to stay together. And then now my cat's going to the washroom. This is one of the first videos I filmed with my cat since having her. So obviously then they fall back in love with each other throughout the course of this book. Again, sounds really fun. Then I do have one more romance that I want to read, and that is of course Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I know everyone is on the Colleen Hoover train, but she has been one of my favorite authors for a few years now, and since I caught up in her backlist, I've been reading all of her new releases and really loving them even more than like her older books that get very hyped up, like Ugly Love. I really prefer, you know, a lot of her newer ones like Regretting You and Heartbones. So I'm really excited about her new release that like just came out. I think this one, it sounds like it's going to be a rather sad one, but I mean that's par for the course for Colleen. So it's not like there is this mom that just comes out of jail. I don't know what she was like convicted for, but she wants to get back in touch with her 4-year-old daughter and, you know, start raising her again. But of course, all the people like surrounding her daughter don't really want her to be involved, I assume because of, you know, her criminal activity, whatever that is. And the only person that's really giving her a chance is this guy that I think works at a bar. And so that's like the romance there. But then I think it's kind of for forbidden romance. I don't really know, the premise is kind of vague, but because it's Colleen, I'm sure it will be amazing, heartbreaking, and also have like some fun twists in there too. I think I might do a whole reading vlog dedicated to this book because I'm just very excited. I've already seen people already reading it, so interested to see what everyone is gonna say about that one. Then we get into like my sequel section of my TBR because, you know, I've started a lot of series recently and I need to like continue with them and read the sequels and get going on the series. So I can't really say too much about the rest of this TBR because, you know, it would be spoilers. But one of the books I want to try and get to is Scarlet by Melissa, by Marissa Meyer. So this is obviously the sequel to Cinder, which is a sci-fi fantasy series that follows these, or they're like a retellings of fairy tale princesses, but in this sci-fi setting where, at least in the first one, Cinderella was a cyborg, so half human, half robot, and sort of her whole story, but with that sort of added twist. And now this is the sequel called Scarlet that I think is following Little Red Riding Hood, I would assume. I actually don't think we got any teases about Red Riding Hood in Cinder. I know we did see Rapunzel and we heard of Snow White, but I don't think there was like any mention of Scarlet, so I'm not really sure what is gonna go on in this one. I guess I could look. So it's a typical thing where like her grandmother is missing, she encounters a wolf, the typical Red Riding Hood stuff. I think they eventually meet up with Cinder from the first book. I don't know. It sounds like a pretty separate story from Cinder's, but yeah, excited to continue this series because I quite enjoyed the first one. Another sequel I'm super hyped but also scared about is the Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the sequel to the Inheritance game, which I really loved. Last year I gave it 4.5 stars in reflection. Maybe I should have given it 5, I don't know. But I unfortunately have heard some not great things about the second one. So I am a little bit worried about that. But if you don't know, it's about this girl who ends up getting this inheritance from this billionaire that she has never met before. And it's really weird. Why would he have chosen her to get his inheritance when he has all of these grandsons? So basically she gets all wrapped up in their drama and they're trying to solve a mystery of like why she's getting involved in this family. What's the connection there? Because that man that died, the billionaire, was really into puzzles. So there's like a bunch of puzzles around the mansion that the main character and the grandsons are like trying to figure out. And there's also a love triangle involved as well. So all of those elements made the first one really fun. I'm wondering if this one is not as good because they are maybe dragging out the mystery again, almost like a Truly Devious thing where like the mystery takes place over 3 books. Because I want to make a guess and say this is not the last book and there's gonna be a third to make a trilogy. I don't know, but yeah, I'm still excited to just see these characters again, even if it's mostly for like the drama and the love triangle. I'm still here for that, but hopefully the mystery elements are still good too. And then the last sequel I want to get to is Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. This is the second one, right? Okay, it is. So this is the sequel to Red Rising, which is another like YA sci-fi dystopian book that I read last year about this main character who is sort of like the lower class level in space on Mars, and then to help out this like sort of rebel group, he decides to go undercover, enter these trials, this kind of like school setting to excel in and then to really just like blend in with the society and get powerful in the society to try and take them down from within, you know what I mean? Like very similar to Hunger Games and all of that sort of stuff that was popular back in the day. I found it very fun. At first it was a little intimidating with a lot of the sci-fi terms and stuff like that and the politics, and there was a lot of action that kind of bored me a little bit, but still excited to go back into this world. I am a little nervous now that he's out of that fun school competition setting. A little nervous, but I'm hoping that, you know, I'm invested enough in the characters, and again, there's a bit of a romance. Hopefully that will keep me entertained. So I'm just gonna plan for 8 books for next month. It is a shorter month, so not gonna try and overbook myself. So this is my tentative TBR, but you guys may have noticed I follow my TBRs like pretty much to a T. So these are probably the books I'll be coming back to you with in my wrap up. Thank you for watching. Let me know, are you reading romance for Valentine's Day? Which ones are you gonna try and get to? And let me know if you have thoughts on any of these books I talked about. And of course, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.